Hi, my name's Todd Johnson, Executive Director of YMCA Youth Sports. Welcome to the YMCA Spring Flag Football Coaches Meeting. Thank you for coaching a YMCA flag football team this spring. This will be a worthwhile experience for you and the children and all your families in the Lincoln YMCA. We are very privileged and are very happy that you have decided to coach with us this spring. Office information. The YMCA Youth Sports Office is located at the Fallbrook Town Center, 570 Fallbrook Boulevard, Suite 210. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. And the phone number is 402-434-9217. And all information can be found on our website at ymcalincoln.org. Player space will once again be used this spring for rostering, scheduling, and any communication that comes from the YMCA Youth Sports Office. We sent out all the information through Player Space to all team members last Friday, March 11th. Through Player Space, if coaches go to the Coaches Corner, you can message your team, you can get a PDF roster, and you can also get schedules. If you have any questions on how to use Player Space, please let us know. Please let the YMCA Youth Sports Office know, and we will help you with that. Coach Pickup, we sent all the information out on March 11th. If we have additional players for your team, we will be in contact to let you know that we have more players who would like to add to your flag football team. Equipment. For micro flag football and recreational flag football, the black and red reversible jersey is required. You can purchase a black and red reversible jersey in the Youth Sports Office Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. or at the game site at Wright Park on game day. The jerseys at Wright Park, you must have cash or check to purchase a jersey. Everyone will need a mouth guard. So a mouth guard you can purchase also at Wright Park for $2. It is very important to let your team members know they do need to be wearing a mouth guard during practice. It's just a safety issue for everyone involved. Contact your team members. Set up your practice time and contact your team members to let them know when your team's going to practice. If you're micro flag football, I would send out an email to my team introducing myself and also to let them know where you're going to meet the first day at YMCA Wright Park. For micro flag football, you will practice and play in the same hour. So the time listed on your micro flag football schedule is the time your practice will begin. Week 1 will be a 45-minute practice, and then the remaining weeks will be a 25-minute practice and a 25-minute game. For recreational flag football, you can set a 1-hour practice time of when you would like to do it during the week. If you would like to have us assist you in finding a practice location, please contact the YMCA Youth Sports Office. All games will be held at YMCA Wright Park. And just a reminder, please let all of your parents know pets are not allowed at YMCA Wright Park. So this is very important to let them know so they do not show up to games with a pet and then we have to ask them to leave because of their pets with them. And then all other park rules, there's no smoking at YMCA Wright Park, and then follow all traffic arrows in the drive of the park. Late registrations, as I said, if we have anybody who would still like to join your team, we will be in contact with you. Expectations of a coach. You are a role model. The kids on your team and the parents on your team are looking up to you, and your sportsmanship and your behavior is on site for everybody to see. So we ask that you always remember that you are a role model, all these children, and the children are watching you. And they're gonna watch what your behavior is. So please keep that in mind. And then at the end of the day, you always want to think, what are these kids going to think of me in 5 to 10 years? I want to set such an example where if I see somebody in 10 years, they're going to say, whoa, you were my coach, and I remember you, and I still think you were a great coach. So please behave. If issues were to arise, we have a YMCA site supervisor that can sure help you, or please contact the office during office hours and we will try to help you with any situation that arises during your flag football season. Weather. If we would have weather cancellations, we will send out a message through Player Space, and we will also update the weather line at 402-434-9211. Once again, concussion, we have sent you concussion training along with this video. Please be up to date on what you should do in case of a concussion. If somebody hits their head and you're not sure, sit them out. Anytime you're not sure on an injury and you further do not want to hurt a kid, please sit them out and be safe. I am now going to turn it over to Seth Kendall, our program director for flag football, as he's going to review the flag football rules.
Hi, my name is Seth Kendall. As Todd said before, I'm in charge of the flag football season for this upcoming spring. We have two different leagues this year. One is micro, one is rec. Each will run about the same kind of rules, just a little bit of differences between here and there. So shortly, I'm going to go over micro first. Micro, as Todd stated, the first week will be the 45-minute practice time, and then the remaining weeks will be 25 minutes of practice and then 25 minutes of game time. Each game is going to contest of having 6 players play both on offense and defense. It is very important that you make sure that the individuals do play in each half. That way everyone has playing time, and then try to organize the members to play in different positions instead of having the same players rotate at that same position for each game. It's important to make sure everyone at least has an attempt at a different position on that given season. Scoring for both divisions are going to be the same. A touchdown is going to be 6 points. Point after, whether it's a run, will be net 1 point, and a pass will net 2 points. Turnovers that result in a touchdown will be the 6 points, and then turnovers on after point will be 2 points. Safeties will also net 2 points. Todd stated before, uniforms have to be provided by the YMCA. It's the black and red reversible ones. Penalties, there's unnecessary roughness. That's when a player is too rough. That includes whether blocking, the individual holding the ball. It's just excessive force. Let's try not to teach the players to run through players, but to run the play on the flag and not the player itself. It's important to teach these players to grab the flags and not grab the bodies or the t-shirts. Any of these infractions will result in unnecessary roughness. Unsportsmanlike conduct, let's keep all players modest. Let's try to teach them the values and the values of how you want to be as an adult, and that is to respect the other players. Let's try not to allow for cussing or anything egregious like that. Offensive and defensive pass interference. Offense can't push before trying to catch the ball, and the defense, vice versa, can't push to try to grab the ball from the offense. And touching or grounding, that's when the quarterback will try to throw the ball at the ground without a receiver in the area to get rid of the ball. When it comes to offense, there must be 3 players on the line. You have to have someone that snaps the ball, and then you must have 2 other individuals on that line. As Todd stated, there is that line of scrimmage. That's the imaginary line of where the ball is placed on the ground. Once that ball is snapped, any person on offense behind that line of scrimmage can throw the ball, whether it's through lateral, a shuffle pass, or just a regular pass, or a run. Only 2 players are allowed to rush that quarterback at any given time. Once that player with the ball carrier crosses the line of scrimmage, the the entire team can, at that point, try to go for the flag. The defense has an imaginary line as well. This is for recreation, is 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Same rules apply, only 2 players may rush. The remaining 4 players must stay back in defense, whether for a pass or try to prevent the run from going any further. First downs are going to be very different. Micro, it's every 20 yards. They'll have 1 attempt to get the first down. The next attempt will be for the touchdown. That's for first and second grade. Once you get to the second and up, you'll have 2 attempts for first down, so you'll get the ball. You'll have to move 20 yards down the field. You have to move another 20 yards down the field, and that last 20 will result in that touchdown. You may punt at any point given. This is both on micro and recreational. To punt, you have to indicate to the official and to the opposing team that you are punting. When punting, you must stay put. The player must stay put for that duration of punt. As soon as the ball is kicked, that's when the players can move. If the ball touches the ground, that is a dead ball, and that the opposing team will get that ball on that the mark of the ball. When downing a ball carrier, it's important to make sure they grab the flags. Don't tackle the individual with the ball. And as soon as the flag is pulled, make sure that they stop, hold the flag, and put it on the ground. That way the official knows where the ball needs to be placed. Don't throw it. That will be considered unsportsmanlike. As a ball carrier, at any point the ball is dropped while running the ball, that it's dead. If his flag is pulled, he may be able to run, but as soon as that whistle is blown and he has no flag, the ball will go back to where the spot of the flag is. If the ball is fumbled and an individual is able to pick it up from the defensive point before it touches the ground, that would result in a turnover. It's just as soon as that ball touches the ground, the play is now dead. Blocking is allowed when you're blocking. The player's hands must remain on the side, across the chest, or behind the back. That is to help prevent them from using their hands to push, trip, or grab any other player. It will be illegal blocking if the hands are used, if he dips his shoulders. Any of those routes will result in illegal blocking. That is for micro specifically. When you get to the older groups, same rules apply for the most part, except game times will be at that given scheduled date that you've been provided. It'll be 2 24-minute halves with a 3-minute halftime. Each team will have 1 timeout per half. That timeout will consist of 1 minute. For both leagues, there is a running clock. That clock does not stop unless otherwise of a timeout or an injury. So let's try to make sure that the players aren't continuously fouling, because that clock will continuously run. When you inform the players on how to play appropriately, the games go by smoother. It's more enjoyable. The only difference in the rec league is 7th and 8th graders. The quarterbacks are allowed to run, and the defense can rush as many players as possible. Outside of that, there must be 3 exchanges from the center to the quarterback, and from the quarterback, whether it be a shuffle pass, a regular pass, or a run. That is the only way that ball can leave the backfield. The quarterback is not allowed to cross that line of scrimmage. With that 5-yard defensive line, as soon as that player crosses the line of scrimmage, everyone is allowed to rush that individual player. Kickoffs, there are no kickoffs. Essentially, whoever receives the ball in the first half will be down on the 10-yard line, and then that will flip across second half. When it comes to snapping, first and fourth grade, if the ball touches the ground 2 consecutive times, that will result in a down. When it comes to the older kids from 5th and up, if that ball touches the ground, that is a loss of a down. And then between 1st and 4th grade, kids, coaches are allowed to be on the field all season. And then upper grades, It's the first 2 games only. If you have any questions, please contact the YMCA office and we'll be able to help you out.